Because that's the dream that I'm going to talk about.
It is. It's the dream, right?
Yes.
So here we are back. Oh, there's phones ringing somewhere. Ben's getting an important call.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, cutie.
It's the President of the United States. He always calls Trump cutie. Like, good times.
How are you gonna make the Amish bread without it?
We should probably restart, don't you think? How are you gonna make Amish bread without the blood of the Amish? Come on. Just make sure you don't use an electric knife to get that blood. It's got to be something antique-y.
You got flour?
You're a flower. Oh.
Check.
Yeah. No, good.
We were rocking for a split second. Did you catch that?
Interesting. Wow.
I still haven't decided
That's
what's happening.
amazing. You don't say. Yeah, all over the ceiling. Okay. I'll tell your mom hi. I'm just kidding. So, did you want any help, hon? I mean, is there something I can do for you? Because I don't think I can from here. Okay.
Get home
All
right now.
You know, okay, hon. I'm on podcast right now. Would you like to say something to the crowd? Yeah. Oh, all right. What was that? Hola. Hey, kid.
Hola.
All right. So, gotta go.
Ciao.
Bye.
Went
Called
from
me
Spanish
to
to
tell me
Italian.
that she didn't know what she she was pretty sure she didn't have anything she needed for the Amish bread, but somehow my brain's supposed to keep that information about what was in the recipe for the Amish bread. I'm like, yeah. Then I started to say ridiculous things to let her know, hey, I'm ready to go now. I don't want to keep talking. So like, yeah. Oh, she goes, can bacon go bad? And I go, yeah, all over the ceiling. She goes, what?
We were wondering what this conversation
I was
was
trying
getting
to
strange.
literally throw in random crap for your amusement, and also for her to kind of get clued in that I'm not really paying attention to this conversation anymore.
I am not here right now. Kind of am, but not.
But Emily, she can't speak in English anymore. She's speaking in Spanish and in Italian, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know where she learned Italian, but she's like, ciao.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and do this muting thing.
Yeah, that helps.
Okay.
So,
Amish bread, right?
Amish bread.
Am I right? Amish friendship bread. That's the way to go.
Friendship bread. Oh, dear.
It takes freaking days. Why? Why are we supposed to be friends? Why would you do this to a friend? A recipe takes days to make. Forget about it.
Yeah, we're not
For
going to be
real
friends that
you
long.
just bring me the freaking bread when it's done.
And I'll give you $2 and we'll call it a deal.
There you go.
I don't know. I've never had Amish friendship bread before.
I'm sure it's great. We'll never know. Because we don't have the patience in our house to pay attention. Like day 2, massage the dough. Day 3, massage the dough. Day 4, massage the dough. Okay, day 5, add some flour. I'm like, what?
It's more like day 2. Oh, crap, I forgot.
It's more, yeah, but the problem is if it was day 2, you could actually keep track of it. But it's like somewhere down the list. Oh, yeah, now add the ingredients. And then, of course, a day or two later, you're looking at, oh, crap, the friendship bread. I was supposed to add something to it today.
Yeah, there's that bowl of it on the counter. I keep forgetting what's in the bowl
not even
because
a
it's
bowl.
covered.
It's like a bag. It came in a Ziploc bag. You know what? If it's not evidence of some kind of, like, famous crime, I don't want to know about it in a plastic bag. Don't bring me anything in a plastic bag.
Yes.
Unless it's like, a signed confession from OJ about his killing of his wife. Then I'm interested. Otherwise, not interested.
Yeah. It's about how French-y it gets. Talk, you're on podcast.
I am, but we're probably going to start over because of that phone call.
Oh,
We're having fun with the phone call.
You were having fun with the phone call. Wait, that is what you said. Never mind.
Exactly.
No, I was having. Wait, that's not how that works. I'm supposed to be saying something about you.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about politics, but that's all that's on my mind. What were we going to do? We were going to talk about fishing in the Arctic.
Sure.
It's cold, and the fish are cold.
Politics,
You have
hold on,
to
is
you have
that
to cook them a little
politics?
extra because of how cold they are when you get them out of the water.
So, politics, that comes from Latin for many, many bloodsuckers, I think is what it says.
That makes sense to me.
Yes, I don't think that's accurate though.
Oh. My Latin, I need to brush up on it a little bit.
Yeah, like when you go to the bathroom and you brush your teeth
Yeah.
because
wonderful.
of how cleansed you feel after
It's
that
like,
whole.
wow.
Man, I feel so brushed right now. Tyler's looking at us like we're crazy. What?
Catholic thing.
Who? What?
What do the Catholics call when you take communion?
Communion,
Communion.
Eucharist.
A Eucharist, there you go.
The Eucharist, that's where you take the blood for.
Yeah, I like to drink blood and
Body.
flesh. It's good.
Flesh.
That's basically every time I barbecue or grill. Like, a good steak,
Barbecue.
a little bit of flesh, a little bit of blood. If there's not blood in it, it's not worth eating. Don't do that.
It's like you cooked it too long.
It's
Fred.
like
Throw that out.
what have you done?
You
That's-
ruined it.
That's like they're like, well, it's got to be well done. I mean, that's like saying that you've got to fill your water with other stuff to have it be good. It's better when it doesn't have anything in it. Or
Mine's
a little
57.
bit of tea, not like
I don't put
filled
anything with
with
my Heinz
tea.
57 sauce. I mean,
Yeah, I
drink
just
it straight.
I like my barbecue sauce straight on the boot.
Straight up.
Straight on the boot and then into my belly.
Rocks.
Yeah.
The shoe leather actually adds something to the flavor.
It does, actually. I mean, you'd be surprised
got an earthy
once
taste
that's
to it.
been processed 5 or 6 times and then made into a boot, how delicious it can be.
Yeah.
It's so good.
The more worn, the better, actually.
Throw that right on the bucket list.
Right. Eat
And
boot.
then throw up in the bucket.
Now-
Now you're just
Just know for sure that if you're going to eat a boot, you have to use barbecue sauce. Don't just start chewing on a boot. That's weird.
I'm going to put these things on my bucket list because I know I'm never going to do a bucket list. So there we go.
Nice. It's written on that list that I never wrote. That is something I'm going to get to later.
Yeah. I'm just going to live until I die.
Put
and
that on a
then,
mental list.
There's only one thing on
then
my
I'm
bucket
gonna
list,
think
and
about
that's make a bucket list.
Classic.
I won't be doing
Like
it
my
though.
favorite bucket is no, that's not the kind of list.
Rubbermaid.
Top 5 buckets.
It's exactly that.
Oh man!
Oh, with the
I'm
sound
sorry,
effects.
guys.
That was good.
I have a little gas after lunch.
Yeah. Chicken
that
sandwiches
sound
will do
was.
that.
Nice. I like it.
Yeah. We've not actually talked about anything. What were we going to talk about? Let's talk about stuff, things,
Yes. Stuff and things.
people, places,
Wow, like all the nouns.
all the nouns. Sometimes
some
why?
ideas.
Wait, what? Ideas. Abstract conjugations.
Wow.
That's a long word, bro.
Yeah.
You made a face like that hurt a little bit when
Like,
you said that.
I don't even know what that word means. I just put it out of my mouth. Yeah.
So you're like,
it's a weird expression.
I'm gonna stop now.
Yeah.
You say you're
yeah.
like my wife.
Yeah. I was like, you're like the Aaron Brockovich
If we want to blame
of
him
famous
for having diarrhea
court
in the mouth, let's just talk
filing
about wives.
people.
Because
Other than not.
if there's something you can say with 3 words, you could also say it with 30 words, and they prefer that.
Yeah, you just put in front of it a couple times.
Isn't there a limit on those?
See, you've added like 6 words to your vocabulary right there. All of them There's different ums with different inflections.
Yeah.
I thought that used to be like. You put like in front of everything.
Yeah, but now it means that you have approved of something tacitly on social media.
Oh, crap.
It's not the same. You don't want to go around liking things that could later be used to make you look like a monster.
Like your
Because they
ex-girlfriend's
changed the
picture.
definition of words or something, because that happens all the time now. AR means assault rifle, just so you
You
know.
know, I think you could probably get your friends to stop posting their like kids pics doing all these athletic things if you just liked them all the time.
Right.
Because then it would
Right.
be like, why is he always following my kids and always liking everything they do? Every picture I put up of my
Yeah,
kid.
parents would be more careful about what their kids do on social media if we started like 30 accounts that were all pictures of people in trench coats and just liked every picture of a kid.
Yeah. They would. Well, and maybe you wouldn't have to look at 20 pop-ups every day of what their kid did in school.
That'd be so great. And then like nobody would follow me, so when I said something that would rub people the wrong way, because they're babies,
What's
they wouldn't have a problem with it because they wouldn't know.
That's right.
Awful. Anyway,
And then they could grow up to reject you. I mean, like I still do.
I mean, I'm used to
I've
being
accepted
rejected.
you. It's
I've
accepted.
People are like, you have no idea what it's
Listen,
like. You have white
I
privilege,
want
and I'm
my
like,
friends
I've been
to know.
rejected by every person I've ever known. What are you
No.
talking about?
I want my friends to know that this is not a safe space. You cannot say whatever you want around me.
Yeah,
'Cause I
don't-
will come at you,
Don't say things
bro.
or stuff. Yeah. Anyway, that's all of the not things that we have to say. So have a great night. By the way, if you are listening to this podcast, it is because of Anchor.fm. Anchor is a free app in the App Store for any mobile device. There's also an app on the computer and a web interface, and it lets you record your podcast right there on that device. You don't have to use like sophisticated Pro Tools or Logic or a mixer board or any of that fun stuff. You just hit a button and you talk about what you want to talk about.
I like it.
I like it too. It's really exciting because you can make a podcast and it distributes it to like 12 or 15 different podcast services all at once on their end. You don't actually have to like go submit it to iTunes or something like that.
That is super convenient.
It is super convenient. It's great. And you can do sponsorships, so you can do like little promotional commercial type stuff, and then they give you some money.
Yeah.
Which money is nice. It gets things and stuff.
Correct.
Yeah. Highlights. Free app. Easy distribution. Instantly record.
Done.
Yeah. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. Welcome to Yelling at Trees. Today we're going to have one of those really exciting stories from Corey about some dream that he's had recently and all of the craziness that ensues in his mind while he is not awake. So what do you got for us today, Corey?
Okay, so this dream is called Genghis Kahn.
So you went to like
That's a good start.
a Mongolian grill?
No.
Oh, okay.
So it starts, I'm walking into this convenience store, like in a very small kind of rural town, because it's got like gravel parking lot coming
Sounds
into
super
it.
convenient.
Did
Yep.
you have liquor there?
Probably.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, because that's part of it.
Knew there was-
So the store was getting robbed as I was in there. But it was getting robbed by two big, well, it's called Genghis Khan, so I'm guessing they're going to be
Mongolian?
Mongolian
Yeah.
style guys. But they're like some big old hulking kind of guys. But they're, Anyway, they're
That
two big
happens.
dudes with long black hair and some ancient looking body armor on. And they... Oh, I even described it here in my notes. They both look like they came straight out of the Scorpion King movie.
So they both look like The Rock.
Yeah, little,
Nice.
with the long hair and everything. They're
Nice.
just huge, big dudes.
Yeah, no, that makes
So
sense.
Samoan.
Yeah, large Samoan men from Mongolia.
So-
my wife already likes this story. Go ahead.
So they weren't so much robbing it as they were just tearing the place apart, like pulling things off shelves and grunting and being just brutish guys.
You're just tearing down walls. That's what they do.
They're
So-
pillaging at the moment. They can't be bothered
So
with robbing.
in my heroes, I'm usually in my dreams, I'm usually the hero. So my first instinct was to try and fight them off or whatever. So I tried fighting them, but they just kind of brushed me off, shrugged me off, like whatever, get out of here, because I'm a little dude. Well, I'm not a little dude, but compared to them, I was
You
a
were
little dude.
woefully unequipped.
Yes,
Wow.
for the task at hand. Yes.
There you go.
So yeah, there wasn't much that I could do against these guys. So I left. I went out front of the store.
All right, have a great day.
Yeah, pretty much. And in the grass, because like out of the front store, for some reason now there was like a little small hill that went to the parking lot. But in the grass on that hill, there was a big club-looking thing sticking out, kind of like Excalibur, out of the ground. It was
Oh, you mean like a weapon club, not like
Yes.
a nightclub. Got
no a weapon.
it.
It was a big club. It had like
Here we go,
rectangular,
here.
dark bronze-looking pieces of metal covering it from the handle all the way down to the top, which was top of it. The handle was up, top was at the bottom.
Oh, it's one of those
And then
backwards clubs.
yeah, and it had like a little blade, curved kind of blade coming out of the end of it, just a short one.
Like a Saracen blade.
Nice.
So yeah, it was sticking out of the ground, and I seemed to be drawn to it, like pulled toward it a little bit, or somehow inclined to go towards it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was all like, Corey, come hang out.
they call that target fixation.
Yeah, that's
And it
right.
happens in your dreams all the time. You can't hardly, if you look at something, you have to go see it.
So I was kind of pulled towards it, and then I grabbed it by the handle. And at first, it was like really freaking heavy, like 2 hands heavy. But almost immediately, it became super light as I picked it up, kind of like a baseball bat, real light. So for some reason, I started twirling it around, swinging it around like I knew I was doing.
Did you scream?
It just kind of felt right. It reminded me of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, where Genghis Khan is, twirling the baseball bat around, like,
Keanu Reeves
Sure.
was in this movie.
Tries to take
Kung
a
Fu
bite out
style.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the way, whatever. So I was spinning around and stuff.
That was
Like-
in Oshman Sporting Goods, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So I was spinning or whatever, and then I saw the 2 big guys come out of the store at me, and like I stopped, like, oh crap. So they were standing side by side, just kind of staring at me, and then suddenly they both yelled, "Genghis Kahn! Genghis Kahn! Genghis Kahn!"
Nice.
While they were pumping their fists in the air.
3's a good number.
Then they
Yeah.
stopped, just after 3. Then they stopped, like, waiting for my response. And
Amelia Earhart. No.
suddenly my brain knew no other vocabulary. Like, I couldn't say anything but those words. And I shouted back, "Genghis Khan!" And then both of them started cheering and yelling. Like, yeah.
Right. So they were like asking, "Do you love Genghis Khan?" And you were like, "I do
That's
love Genghis
yeah,
Khan."
that's kind of the vibe it was.
Yeah.
Or yeah, maybe they're chanting because I was Genghis Khan now. Like I had harnessed the power of Genghis Khan.
He had the
King
Khan
Arthur.
power.
So then me and these 2 dudes basically forgot about the store and started walking to the next building, which was sort of like a lean-to kind of garage thing where a younger father, wife, and daughter were working on some cars. I couldn't speak any words because I don't know what was still going on in my brain, but the only
Genghis
words I could say
Khan.
were Genghis Khan, basically. So yeah, it felt like those were the only words I knew. Like I didn't even know any words. It's weird to describe it, but that's just the only 2 words in my head that I could say. But I didn't say anything. Let's see here. I felt the urge to break stuff with my newfound strength and weapon.
Nice.
So I yelled my name as I swung the club around. And on the final swing, I smashed a support beam on the side of the garage, and the whole thing shook a bit. Suddenly, my senses came back to me, and I realized what I was doing, and the 2 dudes that were with me were suddenly gone. So now, I don't know, in this moment, I suddenly had the same hairstyle and body armor as they did.
Nice.
Like, it just transferred at that moment.
Cultural, what's that? Cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. And then, suddenly I realized, I was back to my senses. I had this new hair, this body armor, and I was bigger and tougher. Excuse me. So now the dad of this family was starting to walk up to me and kind of square up with me a bit, like he wanted to
Like you
fight
wanted
me.
to fight.
Yeah. Because I had just smashed the crap out of his garage.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And,
That's where he hung all his tools.
yeah.
Nice.
So he was a smaller but tougher looking kind of Latino man with a really
Wiry.
greasy shirt from working on
Was
cars.
he wiry?
Yeah, he was ready to come at me real quick.
Nice.
So he came at me fairly quickly. He threw a few punches that I expertly deflected with my new skills in my club.
Nice.
Then a surge of green energy blasted out of my hand and pushed him back a few feet. So
Well,
now
who
I
hasn't had that happen?
Yeah.
I mean,
So now I have more powers on top of being a crazy martial artist with super strength and Genghis Khan.
Genghis Khan.
So he kind of stopped a bit, and I explained that I wasn't there to hurt him.
But it all came out as Genghis Khan, Genghis Khan, Genghis.
No, at this point,
okay.
I had my senses back.
Good,
So
sorry. Gotcha.
he told me that people were always causing them trouble, and that if I wasn't there to hurt them, that I could at least help them with the local gang that had been messing with them. And so we go to a cutscene. In my
Nice.
dream.
Nice.
which doesn't usually happen because usually I'm in it, but it was a cutscene, so it was awesome.
You mean like a really quick flash cut scene, like from movies, or like Wayne's were like?
No, like a flash cutscene.
Okay.
But it cut to like this like, because it was a rural area, it was like a grain silo place. Like there was like 3 tall grain silos, and it was night out for some reason in the cutscene, and there was like I don't know, it looked like there was like torches and stuff, and they're all going wild because it was a crazy gang or something. There was cars driving around, and yeah, lots of crazy stuff. Yeah, I wrote down that occasional flame shot out of nowhere, Mad Max style.
Nice.
So they cut back to us, and I was like, so it's just the 2 of us against all of them, and his wife steps up and says that they would all fight because they all have powers, and but her daughter's power was to make small flowers grow, and the wife's power was to make bubbles, so they weren't going to be very much help. So
Love that.
they showed me. So the daughter grew a small dandelion type of flower, and the mom made a basketball-sized bubble around it. So then the dad shows up with his power, which was to slightly freeze things. So not all the way, but make it really freaking cold so that it would slowly turn to ice.
He's called the refrigerator because the freezer is not quite a freezer.
Yeah. So so they had powers, but they were pretty mild, especially
Not
compared to
green-
mine.
Not like green stuff coming out of their
Yeah.
hands.
So I tried making that green blast again in my hand, and because I've seen so many animes and stuff, I just tried to concentrate and remembering how it felt when I did it earlier, and I blasted the frozen bubble. And instead of a push this time, instead of like a force push, it turned the bubble into a huge mass of crystals of different colors. And yeah, I thought this could be useful, so I tried to do it to other things with my green power. I didn't know what else to call it.
That's right. It's eco-friendly as well.
Yeah. So I pretty much had the ability to do whatever I wanted as long as I was concentrating on it. So, like, yeah. It could do pretty much whatever I wanted to do. My
Right.
green
So
power.
what did you do?
So I found that if I twirled my club a bit, like I was doing before, like I was a martial artist or something, it helped me focus on it and aim it. So I sent a fireball towards a tree, and then shot water at it to put it out, and it knocked the tree over.
Nice.
So, yeah. So there was a camper next to the garage, and I guess the family had already gone inside as if they were not impressed. Except for the husband, who was beside the garage, and he was practicing his punches like he was warming up for a fight. So I asked if I could join him and spar a little bit, thinking that, with all that had gone down, that some maybe fighting skill would come back to me if I threw a few punches. Because as far as it was now, I was just good at my swinging my club and green stuff.
Yep. Sounds
So-
like normal to me.
Yep. So we squared up, and we were starting to throw a couple little punches and starting to fight each other, and then I woke up in my dream.
Crazy.
Wow.
I did not get to fight the gang,
No.
and I was just learning my powers.
That means by now they probably took over.
Probably.
We're
Go
all
back
in
to
trouble.
sleep, man. Fix this.
I would love to.
But he can't because he woke me up at 7 o'clock this morning.
Wow. That's nice.
I don't know, man. It's Saturday.
Maybe
and
it's
like,
prophetic.
today I want to sleep in because it's Saturday. I've been working all week because I have to get up at 5 in the morning every day,
Nice.
and I only slept till 6.
Well, that's why you remember your dream. That'll
Yeah.
make you remember your dream.
Yeah, I definitely have some crazy dreams. I had another one. It was pretty sure. I only
So
remember.
in other words, if you had all the power in the world and could do anything you could concentrate on, you would spar with an old man?
Yeah. See if I had some fighting skills
There you go.
rather than
Yeah, rather
relying
than
on my
actually using
powers.
power.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Because there's a difference between being able to use it up close in a fight rather than having to snipe, with it.
Mm-hmm.
So just going into a battle against 50 or 60 other people, you kind of want to have some sort of strategy going in,
Oh,
or according to any game I've ever played. So
yeah.
I don't play games.
Okay.
It's not entirely true. I have occasionally played games.
that was a very nice stare down right there.
was trying to be intense.
I don't
like,
play games. I play for keeps.
like Boy Scouts and circuses.
So I had this other dream, but I only remember about first 5 minutes of it.
That's
And
dream
I think
2,
I told
everybody.
You, I think I told you about this one, Adam.
I'm
So
not.
I was on the Enterprise.
Okay.
You did tell me about this
Yes.
one.
So I started out on the Enterprise, and
Not the
Now,
not
is
the
this
ancient
50,
sea
60s
ship,
version, or is it
but
the,
the
This is with
space
Picard.
ship. Okay.
Okay.
so next generation.
Only
And we come.
generation. I mean, what?
We're responding to a distress signal. We come out of hyperspace, and suddenly, this whoever's reading the sensors, probably Worf or someone, says that our deep space sensors are picking up like a group of ships coming out of our direction. And so immediately Riker says yellow alert. So everything starts going off. Things are starting to get intense, and gives us an ETA of when they're going to be here. They're like 30 seconds. So we're all kind of freaking out a little bit. Like, are these good guys, bad guys, what? So after a couple seconds, the ships come out of warp, and they're on screen. So they come on screen, and it's the Star Fox ship, the main ship, and like 10 or 12 little Star Fox fighters. And I didn't get to see the classic Star Fox banter between the ships on the little screens, but Slippy the Frog, and yeah. But yeah, so they come out, and they come out of warp, and they're all kind of facing off with us. And the big Star Fox ship, it has this giant cannon out front, so we're kind of guessing that they're here to fight. Because we try hailing them, and no response and stuff. So then they're on this side, and then suddenly we hear Worf or whoever. You probably remember Worf's voice, so I don't remember who exactly it was calling him out. But they said there's another group coming from the planet that we warped out next to, and so on screen, and then it comes up, and it's a bunch of X-wing fighters and Star Trek guys.
Oh my gosh.
So we're about to have a three-way battle between Star Wars, Star Trek, and Star Fox.
Oh my gosh. Oh my stars.
Yeah. So red alert comes up. The lights are flashing. Everybody's shields on forward, and we're getting ready to fight. And they seem to leave us alone, and because we don't have any fighters with us, we're just the Enterprise, and it's like a fleet of ships and a fleet of ships. So they start attacking each other, and we're just kind of waiting to see what's going to happen, if it's going to come our way or not. And then I woke up.
Dang it.
The last 5 minutes.
Breaking. Oh.
I always
Jeez, don't
get
wake
to
up
the
when
action,
that
and then
part.
I wake up.
Yep, you go, oh, this is going to get good. Okay,
No.
wake up.
I need to get a job where I don't have to wake up early, so I'm not
So you
waking
can
up at
see the rest of the
5:30 every
story.
morning. Yeah.
Oh, that's annoying.
Crazy. I wouldn't take it. I'd just be like, "Yo, man, I just
You're
no,
like,
no."
you're like, Adam, knock me out. Knock me out. I'm going back in.
I'm going back in. I've tried to go back to sleep sometimes to try to get to a dream, but it
You'll have
never
a whole
works.
other dream. It
Yeah.
never works out that you get to continue. I mean, I've had the repeat performance where you have a good dream and you want to go when you go and you're like you stop short of actually enjoying it, and then you wake up and then you go back to sleep and you start all over at the beginning of the dream and you don't ever get to the end, the good part. So yeah, that's rough.
I did that once in a zombie dream, but it was a zombie zoo.
Yeah, the weird ones are the dreams within a dream. Mm-hmm. It's weird that we can have those.
So like the first dream, I went all the way through and I did whatever, infiltrating the zoo, trying to save people. And then when we were making it out, the zombies caught us and I died, but I woke up. And then it was just like a 30-second wake up, really. So I dozed back off. And then I went in and I started again, but I was like, you know what? This time I'm going to go around the outside and try a different tactic to get
Okay.
into the thing. And then, yeah. It never made it to the end.
Never made it to the end, though. You're right.
Never accomplished the mission or goal.
Yeah, I had some pretty disturbing dreams when I was a kid. I'm not going into it because this is not a therapy session.
No, it's entertainment, so let's play it out.
Let's go on.
It's true because of it being true.
Your input is invaluable.
Thanks. Wait, was that a comment?
Adam was here too, just so everyone knows.
Adam's been fishing all day, and he is yet to catch anything edible.
Aw.
Sad. It's too bad you can't eat fish.
Well, it's always catch and release if you let it sit in your car for too long.
Right, because you can't keep that. It's just gross.
No, because if you eat it, you'll probably release it pretty quick.
So it's catch and release the same way that Taco Bell is.
That's right.
Don't worry, these tacos will be free again in a few hours.
I caught a 12-pack today.
Immediately threw them right back into the ocean. I mean, by proxy. There were probably some other channels involved. Nice. Well, guys, thanks for listening. And, we'll probably do this again in the future, but not in the past, because that would not be doing something again. That would be having had done something previously. Science. Again. And again and again.
If we will, we already have. So
we never might. What? Yeah, anyway. Bye-bye.
Bye.